All right, welcome back. It is Friday morning. It's one of those 2 cups of coffee days because the rain has just been coming down. It's steady. It doesn't look like it's letting up. Depending on where you're at in the parish is depending on how much rainfall that you are getting. If we could go to the map and sort of show you the overall messy situation that's occurring here in the parish. It's just a blob. I call it a blob of rain. I know that the western part of Terrebonne Parish is getting hit pretty good this morning. And as we move around all parts, we'll definitely get soaked as we go along. So just depending on where you are, depending on where the training effects take place, could be the difference between 3 or 4 or 7 to 10 inches of rain. So a lot of this is taking place. We're monitoring the situation. I guess what we all fear the most is that high will push this low back into the Gulf. It will meander around for a while, and then it'll do a loop-de-loop. Remember Betsy back in '65 did the loop-de-loop? Of course, that was a big major hurricane. So, but we don't want the rain to loop-de-loop and come back. So we're going to have to watch this and see exactly what takes place. We do have Miss Angela Hidalgo. We have her via Zoom. She's in her headquarters here in Terrebonne Parish. She's the executive director of the Terrebonne Levee District. She does a great job, and we've been getting notifications, Angela, on the floodgates and on. And I know you stay on top of that quite a bit, but just for the audience, can you sort of educate us and bring us up to speed? A storm like this, which is just really a big nuisance and a big rainmaker. What does this do for y'all?
Well, we're watching we watch the tides, we watch the amount of rainfall. We've been monitoring the system for the past few days. Starting yesterday, we closed a couple of the floodgates, and we're just monitoring, the amount of rain that we're getting. We're not really seeing too much with the tides at this point because we kind of have a flat tide cycle. So we're fortunate for that, but yeah, the rainfall is going to be an issue here.
Yeah, we've seen so many, and you've been there for so long, and you've seen all these different kinds of storms. And, we're always looking in the tropics to see where something's going to develop. But as we get into this late hurricane season, well, not even late, we're really like in the peak season, we start seeing those pop-up storms in the Gulf, which really become the nuisance. Remember Juan, how it just sat over Terrebonne Parish for 3 days and pumped rain. Of course, that was a whole different scenario back in '85 than we have now as far as flood control structures and all of this. Still a lot of people that are concerned about rain because it can hit from within. Then you got to deal with water from within. So just explain, is that a problem for you all in managing that, or is that something that's pretty routine now?
Now that we have the floodgates in place like we do, we're able to control some of the rainfall that we get. So we have the 2 lock complexes at Boudreaux Canal and Bayou Terrebonne that we can watch the rain that's coming in. We can monitor the flood side and monitor the protected side. And if we see that there's a little differential there that we can help crack those gates open and bleed out some of the rainfall, we can definitely manage that and handle that a lot better than we could for Juan, for example.
Yeah. And now with everything being visible to you all, that's a far cry better than what they had back in '85. So you can sort of monitor. But we've said this before, it really is not so much a guessing game. Y'all have the logistics down pretty good with when you open this gate, when you close this gate. And I know some people, they get a little irritated, aggravated because they want to get out and go do their livelihood or whatever. But it's just, y'all have it down to a science, and it's just a matter of just watching things and staying on top of it, right?
That's exactly right, Martin. People are used to the operations of the system now. It's not so much of a new occurrence. So when we push out notifications on our mobile app and people are getting notified of the gate operations, they don't really call as much as they used to because I guess people are conditioned for this kind of situation than before. So we have, a few gates closed, nothing crucial to navigation. There's ways around. right now. So, but yeah, everybody's pretty tolerant of this, and frankly, I'm happy for that. So people are used to what we're doing, and we can better manage it now than we ever could before. So that's a good thing.
And I guess the good part now is the fact that you sort of come out way ahead of time, like you're sending us these notices, and so people, they don't like surprises. So when you come out early, like you have been, you're letting them know things early. And of course, Reggie did the same thing too at times. We learned to let them know early enough to where they could go, okay, now we just got to change gears and change our plans. That also helps when they have some time to make changes on their own.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So we have a few gates closed now. We pushed out these notices. Some of the gates will stay closed till next week because we do have some other weather that we're expecting, but there's always a way around, and people are prepared, and that's our goal, is to make sure that our employees and our citizens are safe.
All right. We appreciate you joining us and just giving us updates, and we're going to monitor this low pressure system as it wreaks a lot of rain havoc on our area. But we appreciate what you're doing, Angela, and we'll be in touch with you. If you see anything, just let us know, and we'll pop back on the air and let the people know.
Thank you, Martin. I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks again. Angela Hidalgo did a great job with us at the Terrebonne Levee District. She is the new executive director. She's been there forever. She's been doing a great job forever. So she's been feeding a lot of people information. Now she is the information. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to try to get the mayor of Grand Isle on. Don't go away.
Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gen Gators, where we sink our teeth in the service.
All right, we are back in a very rainy few days, I should say. I'm Martin Folse, and we are going to Grand Isle, where, of course, we've just installed a new camera. Remember that camera during Ida? Got pummeled when a camp flew across, but we are joined now by the mayor of Grand Isle, David Carmadale, who's working hard on a rainy day. And Mayor, good to talk to you again. How are you, sir?
Hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now, Mayor. How are you doing?
Well, we got two pumps right now that we're looking at. One of them right now is we're gonna go to generator. We just put things back together, and we had one of the fuses of the fuse boxes that burnt up, and we looked like we finished in that. But we got all the other pumps working out right now. It's that, we're trying to keep up, and so far we're fortunate to keep up with this. Hopefully this thing moves quick.
Yeah, we're going to be moving the camera around, but just geographically for our audience, as we're moving our camera around and just showing you different shots, what areas we saw the street flooding, and we will pull some of that up on Facebook after to show the audience, but what parts are flooded in Grand Isle?
Well, LE1's always been problems since the storm. It pushed all that sand across, and all the property owners from the beach coming all the way to the streets back there. So most of our streets from, I would say, Grape Street, Plum Street, all the way to the foot of the bridge. That's where most of the sand cut across and went across LE1. And what happens is every time it rains a little bit, especially now, it's more and more rain coming. All that sand washes into the ditches on LE1, and that's all trapped into the culverts. And then there's no place to go to drain. So with this rain coming and with this sand that was pushed through people's yards, especially down the individual streets, I would say from Plum Street to the foot of the bridge, all the property owners on the opposite side of LE1 toward the Bayside, most of their properties have built up. So all our streets are just the ditches now. So what we do, the state came in, parish came in, and they came suck all the culverts out. But with a rainstorm like this, and really all the way going back to Alberta, when a full moon and that east wind was blowing out at 60 miles an hour, the back of the island had flooded with that high tide with that moon. But right now, the tide's not as high, but with the winds with that low pressure, it's going to be picking up out the east, hopefully at northeast. But right now we're working on pumps as we go. But most of the island is pumped out. But with this type of rain, that we got a couple of them that's giving us a little trouble. But the sand is the issue, and talking with you today, they came in, and we'll be talking to the governor again to send in some more trucks to come in and really clean all the ditches out in that area.
Yeah, let me ask you this, because we've covered a lot of different phenomenon in Grand Isle, and naturally y'all are ground zero when it comes to storm. But this one, we were being told, okay, it's going to come on, the high is going to get rid of it, but it looks now it could do a loop-de-loop, come back again, and so I guess vigilance in it's these storms that pop up in the Gulf that always catch you by surprise, and then they pump a lot of water. But I guess by now you've become accustomed to that.
Yeah, the only thing that really upsets the situation is kind of worried when we talked about it last time, you and I. You have something in June that it came through right there 700 miles away from us, and to push that kind of water, that's kind of too early, But like you said, this thing's going to wiggle out, and I think this front coming through is going to come and hit that, and like you said, it might make a loop and come back up, because you don't want to. Hate to say it that way. I think my experience and born and raised here and going through all this is you really don't need a little front right now, because it's going to go in the Gulf and really stir up some more tropical moisture. And while this little low pressure is here, it's going to hang around and might build back up, like you said. So I don't know. It's just a situation that you find is changing.
Yeah. Let me ask you, the rainfall that y'all been receiving. We're looking at the cameras now. It's pretty docile. It doesn't look real bad, but I'm sure it's the same scenarios with hurricanes or tropical storms. The feeder bands is when they come through. When was your steadiest rain that dropped a lot of rain on Grand Isle? Can you give us, as we look at the gray skies, you might have one coming.
Yeah. Yesterday evening it just started pouring in, and then this morning we had a little light rain, and now it's coming down. And it looked like, from what I'm seeing and looking at your radar earlier, it looked like around 1, 2 o'clock we're really gonna get some more, weather. I know you guys getting it at Houma, but with Jefferson Parish officials and all, but they had that red feeder band coming in later on this evening, so it's just starting to rain real hard in this island, especially we're in different areas of the island. But yeah, we don't need no red around us right now. We're hoping that it stays green, but
yeah,
it looks a little later on, that it's going to be passing pretty soon.
Green, even yellow, no red. But I know you're working on things. And how's the rocks coming over there?
Yeah, it looked like the rocks. They finished putting the ones that they repaired. Talking with the Colonel and Gordy and Tony Alford, these guys. Gordy keeps in touch with me just about every other day, and we send all the final plans to Corps how we want to continue putting the new rocks, that we talked about.
Yeah.
The $50 million. We sent it to Corps, and look like the Colonel and his staff, his team's been working closely with us. And what I like about it, we all one team now. We just don't have no outside engineering. We got just our regular engineers that know what we confront every day, and great governor like we have now that knows the situation and the people that he's got working for him. It's amazing with common sense what we can do, and that's the main thing. And I got a great council. Been working with many councils before, chief of police, but this new council I have on board now, they're really energetic, and we're working closely together.
Yeah, we got engineers who live here. They know
exactly.
it. And you're right. The governor has been very proactive on this, and he made it a point to say, Grand Isle, take care of Grand Isle. That you've been ground zero for so long, Mayor, and we know that. So, but we appreciate your efforts as well.
Yes, and all we're asking our people, to stay calm, and let's get this over with. And yes, there's going to be some water on the road, but working closely with my guys, we're soaking wet right now, just working the pump station, checking them out and things, and whatever it takes to tune and keep the trash away from it. So just have a little patience, get over with, and Grand Isle's opening. We got a couple of more porticos coming up, and like I said, let the sun shine. And like I said, we had a great Labor Day weekend. It was real awesome, and I appreciate all the people coming in and resting. And some people still staying here, so just hang tight. Let the good Lord wash the sand off the road, and hopefully everything will be great.
All right, Mayor, I'll let you go back to work because I know that's what you love to do. Thank you for joining us, and let us know if anything changes, okay?
Yes. Thank y'all so much.
All right,
Thank you.
Mayor David Cormerdale. Once again from Grand Isle, we'll take a break. We'll look at some cameras here and around the Houma area just to let you see what it looks like.
Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gen Gators, where we sink our teeth into service.
All right, welcome back. We had Miss Angela Hidalgo on, the executive director of the Terrebonne Levee District. We had the mayor, David Cormerdale of Grand Isle, on, talking about the rainfall. And a lot of people have been calling me and said, where's the stick? Folks, the stick don't come out for something like this, all right? So I think you know that by now. A lot of people, they want to see the stick. But anyway, not for something like this. This is not what the stick tracks. We track the hurricanes and the tropical storms that have a center of circulation. And of course, this one has a mumble jumbo center that all those lows do as they circulate, but the stick ain't coming out right now. All right, so let's go back to the map. Let's look at the rainfall totals. Let's see some of that. And there you can see here in the area, rainfall totals so far. And we can see some areas now. If you've received more than this and you have proof and you have a rain gauge or something, send us something. We'll show it. I know the western part of Terrebonne Parish has been getting hit pretty good, but I think 4 miles northeast of Houma is 6.59 inches of rain. In Zachary, they have over 5 inches of rain, and you can go down the list and sort of track where you're at to see how much rainfall that you have accumulated. Let's take a look at some of the cameras here and around the downtown area. As you can see, just a rainy day in Houma. This is down Main Street from our studios. Everybody traversing there on Main Street, just a rainy day, just an ugly day. And we've all seen these kind of days before, but when they start stringing into 2 and 3 and 4 days, God, come on, sunshine, where you at? And then, of course, tomorrow, we have Nichols playing LSU. A lot of people are going to be tailgating in Baton Rouge. So hopefully you get a break and you're able to get a little sunshine. And, you may get a little liquid refreshment. Remember, don't get in the roads while you're drinking. Let somebody be a designated driver for that. And here's the overview. Deep tropical moisture will interact with a cold front through early Saturday, leading to numerous showers and thunderstorms. Average additional rainfall totals are forecast to be around 3 to 5 inches, with locally higher amounts up to 8 to 10 inches possible, with the highest amounts along and south of I-10-12 corridor. So when you add up 8 to 10 inches possible, and you start adding all these together, remember yesterday I told people you could have as much as 12 to 13 inches of rain in some areas. People said, hey, you ain't going to have that much. Well, it adds up, folks. When you add it up, it's still that much water falling. Now, we hope it doesn't. And there we're looking some more of the DOTD cameras along the way here in the parish. But we're hoping this rain, we had Noah Lee read on yesterday with the parish. And like he said, I think you've heard previous administrations say the same thing. We can handle substantial rain in an hour as long as it doesn't keep going past an hour. When it goes past an hour, it becomes problematic. The reservoirs now in the ground is saturated. So that presents a problem. Where does the water go? It doesn't have a place to go in a lot of places. So with it, you remember the May floods? I think it was 92. I'm jogging my memory here. Teddy Dewey was the parish president. We had about 15 inches of rain here in Houma. And we got different systems, different pumps, a lot more pumps now than we had back then. But let's see how we fare with this. And then you can make adjustments as you go through situations like this. So how long, let's go back to the map, Jay, if we can. How long are we dealing with this? Well, who knows? Jay, do we have the live radar that we're going to pull that up for you just as we close out this segment and get you back to your normal activity. Let's look at the glob again. As we can see, let's just push in a little bit to the Terrebonne, Lafourche, St. Mary area. And that's what we're looking at, folks. But I guess what I like to see, you don't see a whole lot of reds and you don't see a lot of scarlets in there. That's good news, okay? Doesn't mean we're not going to get some rain, but the strength of these storms are not what they could be. And that's, I guess, a little exciting for me to see as we're going to close out this segment. So what we're going to do, we're going to stay tuned. If you have video you want to send to us at HTV10, get it to us, and we'll show your street, we'll show your area, and we're trying to be inclusive of everybody here in the area. Anywhere in the viewing audience, if you want to send us some video, we certainly will use it. All right, for Jason Serenier, appreciate him always helping me out here and the crew here at HTV. I'm Martin Folse. We're going to keep posted to the rain and let you know any other developments.
Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory-certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gen Gators, where we sink our teeth in the service.